Hello everyone, welcome to Business Incorporated on Channels Television. I am BC Adebayo. Coming up on the show, Germany's Volkswagen plans 3 vehicle model plants in Rwanda. And South Africa's central bank holds headline rate at 6.75%. Plus, AFDB chief speaks on funding for its largest shareholder, Nigeria. Well, let's get started with the Nigerian stock market, which appears to be extending negative sentiment seen on Thursday with a 0.25% decline. The South African index is also down 0.22%. Egypt was up 1.4% on Thursday, and Kenya also closed 0.46% higher on Thursday. Well, the Gulf stock markets are closed for the week, but mostly closed lower on Thursday, except the Qatari stock index, which added 0.45%. Saudi Arabia's index was almost flat, but National Medical Care rose 2.8% after saying it had signed a 300 million rail contract to provide services for 3 years, so Saudi Social Insurance Agency. Dubai's index fell 0.32%, while the Abu Dhabi index was 0.21% lower. And Wall Street looks set for a high-flying end to the week, with stock futures tilting up as equity traders shrug off concerns over a possible government showdown. We're looking at the numbers now. Futures for the Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.34% to 26,030, while those for the S&P 500 index climbed to 0.28% to 2,804.25. Futures for the Nasdaq gained 0.46% to 6,843.75. And in Asia, most of the indexes closed high on Friday, with Japan's benchmark Nikkei 225 rising 0.19% to reach 23,808.06. In South Korea, the Kospi tacked on 0.18% to end at 2,520.26. Down under, the S&P ASX 200 edged down 0.15% to finish the session at 6,005.8. Hong Kong's Hang Seng clung to narrow gains, trading higher by just 0.02% after notching its third consecutive record close in the last session. On the mainland, the Shanghai Composite tacked on 0.41% to close at 3,489.11. The Shanghai Index had traded at its highest levels in 2 years earlier in the session, following the release of robust Chinese growth numbers on Thursday. And Nigeria has filed a claim against JP Morgan Chase for more than $875 million, accusing the company of negligence in transferring funds from a disputed Malabu oil field deal. The suit filed in British courts relates to a purchase of the offshore OPL 245 oil field in Nigeria by oil majors Royal Dutch Shell and Eni in 2011. At the core of the case is a $1.3 billion payment from Shell and Eni to secure the block that the lawsuit says was deposited into a Nigerian government escrow account managed by JP Morgan. But a spokeswoman for the JP Morgan has dismissed the accusation, saying that the firm considers the allegations made in the claim to be unsubstantiated and without merit. Both Eni and Shell have repeatedly denied any wrongdoing in relation to that case, where there are also ongoing investigations regarding the deal in Nigeria and the Netherlands, where Shell is based. Now let's talk about the markets in Europe, which hovered around the flat line early today as investors watched out for developments in U.S. politics and new earnings and fresh data. Well, for other news coming out of Europe, I'm being joined by Daniel Coop to give us details from the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. It's good to see you, Daniel.
Yeah, very nice to see you, BZ, as well. Great to be back with you on the show. I hope you're excited about the weekend just as much as I'm here as well.
Sure, we're all excited about the weekend, but let's get straight into our conversation now. How was the railway transport chaos of yesterday in Germany and parts of Europe, occasioned by the Deutsche Bahn, being handled as we head for the weekend?
Yeah, this was quite a chaos that we have seen here yesterday in Germany. Exactly 11 years after Kyrill. That was another major storm that we were seeing here in Germany. Yesterday, Friederike, that was the name of the storm hitting Germany yesterday, really crashed and clashed down the biggest railway company here in Germany, Deutsche Bahn, that announced yesterday at about 4 p.m. That they would really shut down all the connections that they are having here in Germany. And, I don't know if you have been to Germany as well. I mean, our railway system here is massive. It's thousands, millions of people are going every day by train. One of my colleagues also here working at the stock exchange was telling me a little bit earlier she had no idea pretty much how she would be coming home again. So also today we are seeing still lots of delays. Deutsche Bahn is now trying to get their operation as smooth as possible again, but still we are seeing very big delays as well. Insurance companies are reporting that just yesterday they're expecting an amount of at least 500 million euros that this storm yesterday was causing. I mean, those pictures that we were seeing here yesterday in Germany were really quite intense. People just being blown away by the storm, houses being damaged. So yeah, that was really one of the biggest storms that we have seen here in quite a while. Deutsche Bahn was a little bit criticized that they were really shutting down all train operation here yesterday in Germany because there were parts here, for example Frankfurt, an example, that was not so touched by the storm, but Deutsche Bahn was saying that in general it's safer that trains don't anymore operate and that people don't get stranded in the middle of nowhere when a train might have to stop because of a tree that was falling down on the tracks. So that was the decision why they were doing that.